Your credit score can impact your ability to get a home loan. If you're someone who may be on the credit bureau's naughty list and you're wanting to improve your credit score, then this video is for you. Today we'll be looking at what your credit score is, how it impacts your ability to get a home loan, and then looking at ways that you can improve your credit score. Feel free to skip around the timestamps if you'd like to save a bit of time. Make sure you watch until the end, as I'll be sharing a bonus tip that could turn your credit score from naughty to nice. Let's dive in. So first up, let's look at what your credit score is. Your credit score is made up of your repayment history, any debt that you have, your length of credit history, and also any credit applications you may have made. Your credit score demonstrates your history with on-time repayments. It basically shows how responsible you are when you borrow money. It is something that lenders check when you're looking to take out any type of credit or borrow any money. In New Zealand, a 0 score means that there's something bad on your file, such as a payment default, or there's more than one naughty thing. You might have a court judgment, summons, or a bankruptcy. It may not be something that bad, and even lots of late payments or lots of credit inquiries can push your score down. A low score is 1 to 300, and this may mean you have a few bad things on your file, such as payment defaults, but you're saved from having a 0 score because you've got some positive account history. A below average score is between 300 to 500. You probably won't have anything really negative on your file. It could be that you're in a younger age bracket, or it could be that you may have recently applied for some smaller credit facilities or for credit from lenders who provide credit to riskier applicants. A middle of the road score is 500 to 700. This score aligns with most people. Smaller things push your score up, such as your age or having a mortgage. There's probably nothing significantly negative on your report if you have a score in this range. If your score is more than 700, you're basically magical, and if it's over 900, you're a unicorn. Over 700 puts you in the higher end of the score ranges. To score in this age range, you're typically in the older age bracket, you've been fairly disciplined with your credit applications, you've got a mortgage and or an investment property, and you've always made your account payments on time. Next up, we're going to look at how your credit score impacts your ability to get a loan. Your credit score helps the lender determine the risk in lending to you, and it can be the deciding factor between an approval and a decline. Lenders calculate your credit score based on several factors. These include credit you've accessed in your life, whom you've accessed it from, and how good you were at paying it back. Broadly, all lenders look at similar factors. They look at your current financial situation, including your current income, your savings and spending history, and also your borrowing history. They also look at your employment history and your address history. All of this information paints a picture for the lender of how stable you are in your financial situation and in your life in general. Next up, let's look at where you can check your credit report. You can request a copy of your credit report from centrix.co.nz, which I'll link down below in the comments. Or there's many other providers that you can request a free report from. Take the time to check for any errors that may need to be corrected as well. Now that you have your credit report and you know your credit score, you can make a plan to improve it if you need to. Next up, we're going to be looking at some tips to improve your credit score. But before we get into that, if you're enjoying this video and finding it helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. Alright, let's get into some tips. Okay, so tip number 1 is make sure you pay your bills on time every time. This is the most important to improve your score or stop it getting worse. Pay all of your bills on or before their due date. Pay off your credit card in full, on time, every time. Something you could look at doing to help with this is consider automating your payments. By automating your repayments, you'll make sure that you pay your bills on time every time before their due date. This really will go a long way to improving your credit score. Tip number 2, don't apply for new credit. Every time you apply for a new loan or a new line of credit, such as an overdraft or buy now, pay later or afterpay, this affects your credit report. Each application drops your credit rating slightly and also gets lodged on your report. Think really carefully before applying for new credit and only do it if it's absolutely necessary. Tip number 3, if you do need new credit, diversify. Try to diversify the types of credit that you have. A clean record of different types of credit, such as a mortgage, car loan, credit card with really good repayment history could go a long way for improving your credit score. This builds history and shows that lots of different types of lenders trust you. I would also recommend, if you do need new credit, to wait until it's absolutely necessary. You don't want to be getting new credit all the time or all at once, as each new application dings your credit score and reduces it down each time that your credit report is checked. Tip number 4, hold on to clean accounts. The longer a credit account is held open without any negative reports, for example, no late payments, it will go really far in improving your credit report over time. If you've watched through till here, get ready, because here comes the bonus tip. My bonus tip is that you need to make a plan. Fail to plan, plan to fail. Figure out what your regular expenses are. Put together a disciplined payment schedule for any current debts that are in place. Create a budget that allows you to manage your money and meet your goals of repaying debt. Take the time to set up reminders for paying your bills, or even better, take some time to automate these where possible. Something else you could look at doing is consider consolidating your debt if that works for your personal situation. Do speak to a financial advisor and get some advice on whether this technique would work for you. Also, another really big one, put the brakes on any discretionary spending. A bad credit score is not the end of the world, and it is something that you can work on and improve over time and with consistency. There may still be options for you as well with blemishes on your credit report, so take the time to talk to a mortgage advisor about your unique personal situation. As mortgage advisors, we do have access to lenders who may still be able to help, but it does come down to your individual situation and circumstances. If you like this video and would like to make a plan for your money, consider watching my 4 simple steps to create a budget, which will be coming up next. If you know your credit score, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.